Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning back in to Listening Pleasure. I'm your host, Rob.G. And today we have a very special episode with Yugonda Jones. So as y'all always know, we say at this time, please share this. And as we say, like and subscribe to our channel. This interview here is very special. A lot of people always ask certain things dealing with the code and things dealing with the East End community. So this is the episode you all want to tune in and be ready for. So without further ado, we do codes because I ain't gonna hold you up. So like, welcome.
What up? What up? What up? You heard him. Like, share, subscribe. Come on, man. It's Tuesday night, 8:30. You know what time it is, man. You know we got something cooking up. Man. Stop playing, man. Tell your people about us. We gonna know which one of y'all was here from the beginning. I promise you we is. What's up, bro? How you?
That's right. I've been doing all right, man. Just getting over a little stomach bug, but I'm here. I can't complain. Still trying to catch up, get everything together. What's been going on in your world before we bring our guest on?
Uh man, trying to do some stuff. Trying to partner with a company that do some trade school stuff. Trying to do some stuff with the detention to kind of set a plan for kids coming out of there as they get closer to 18 than just sending them home and saying follow these instructions. Give them something to work for. So yeah, um, yeah, man, it's been a I can't complain at all. What you got going on? Y'all practice
I
today?
feel you. Man, I don't know, man.
I hope y'all ain't
Nah,
having
we
kids
under
out
the
in
heat
that heat
wave,
wave.
bro. That's the city shut all that down.
I'm about to say, I hope y'all
Nah,
ain't
we
having
under the heat wave. We ain't been able to do nothing this week.
Now I'm as football as the next person, man. But leave them kids alone, man. Let them kids sit in the couch, play Xbox in this heat.
I I seen some dudes doing it. I ain't gonna say they wrong.
I mean, you chopping up.
Hopefully,
Real bad.
can hear me. I'm bring my guest on so I can switch, and Mike can go ahead and continue on until I get set up right.
What you mean? What the hell? You ain't set up right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring the guest on. Can you hear me now, Mike?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I don't know. It's my laptop, bro. I'm gonna have to go back to my phone. I'm gonna try to get the guest on so you can. Mike, you there?
I can't. Like you delayed. You keep freezing.
Okay, y'all welcome to the stage, Miss Uganda. I'm gonna let you talk till I get on the other platform, Mike. Y'all welcome Miss
I got.
Uganda to the stage.
Well,
Hey,
hello there. Welcome.
hey.
Welcome.
Well, thank you so much. We rebuke any technical devil that is stopping this good information from getting to our community. How y'all doing?
We, we good. I'm good. Um,
Good, good.
I'm
Well,
doing
thank
like
you
great.
for having me.
yeah. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming out. Like as you know, like I don't know. Everybody who watch this know. Everybody who know me know. Like I'm a home team. I'm born and raised in the city. Like I love downtown. Like people keep talking about how like I want to go somewhere else because it's boring. Man, make your city laugh, man. I love my city, and I especially love downtown. Like it's kind of like it ain't as bad as they make it out to be. So,
That's right.
like this a special one for me. Um, while we wait on Rob, go on introduce yourself. Let people know who you are and what you stand for.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me, Rob and Mike, on Listening Pleasure. My name is Uganda Sample Jones. I am a mother, a resident, and a lot like you, Mike, I love Newport News. Like, I'm first generation Newport News. My father came over here because of the opportunity that the shipyard offered to our family and to be able to uplift and elevate our family. So the love that you share as being here, I do too. And it is so many great opportunities. So I'm just honored to be here today, this evening. Please excuse my voice. I'm just coming back from laryngitis. So we're going to get through it. But yes, sir.
Um. So what exactly? Okay. So what was it like growing up in Newport News for you?
So, like I said, I'm first generation. So we actually lived in the Hilton area. I was raised in that area by Putt Golf and APAC or Logan
Right.
Place, and I went to Riverside Elementary. But my most like core memories are our family going down to Pickett's Beach, where it was just like a beach of black people. We were there, like it was just beautiful. We were eating on the beach, crabbing, everything. It was so vibrant and thriving. And then we would come down Jefferson Avenue. I got my school clothes at Wilkes, which is now 25 and J, the offices at 25 and J. You know, we went to the fish market that was right there on 20th Street in Jefferson, and this is what I remember Newport News as, like a place where it was family, it was culture. My mom reminded me that we went to see Sesame Street at the Moton. I was like, I remember seeing Sesame Street, but I never would have fathomed that it was at the Moton Community Center. So when I moved back to Newport News in my adult life, and seeing that these things that were near and dear to me as a child, that were a part of my core memories were gone. Um, our waterfront, we weren't using that. The businesses that were thriving were no longer there. And the Moton, our brother living with the widow saying, you know, how now that's not available to the community. I had to jump into my activism,
I can
and
go for
I'm
that.
along this journey now.
I can go for that. Give me 1 second. Hey, Rob, you
Yes,
got
sir.
some
Yes, sir.
noise in the background?
You say I got noise in the
You say I got
background?
noise in the
Absolutely.
background?
Yeah, I can hear you twice too.
How about that?
Yeah, that's good money.
My bad. My bad, y'all.
So you talked about Riverside. Where did you go to school? Graduate from? Where you go to college at?
So funny story. So we actually moved from Newport News, and I went to finish my elementary school at John Tyler in Hampton. So we moved to Fox Hill as my father did better in the shipyard. He moved us out of the apartment, and we actually had a house in Fox Hill. Which threw me into a whole different culture. I love Newport News, and I went to a community where all of our neighbors were Caucasian. And my father, in all his wisdom, we were the only black family in Langley Speedway in the pit crew.
Mm.
I drew a race car in my teenage years, and I was exposed to a lot of different things outside of Newport News, uh, which also shaped who I am as a person. I've always been Miss In Between because I see different perspectives. And I just appreciate those experiences now. Whereas when I was young, I was like, Dad, why we gotta be here? But it really shaped my personality now.
I can go for that. Where you go to school?
Oh, so I apologize. I went to John Tyler at elementary school, and then I went to Eaton Fundamental School, which the Eaton Fundamental was a different type of school, but we went there for middle school. I wanted to go to Lindsay where all my friends were going, but we went there, and then I went to Hampton High School for my ninth and
Mm.
10th grade year. My parents ended up separating, and I ended up living with my father on the Eastern Shore. So I went back to our roots, and I graduated from Nandua High School.
my
Yeah,
kid, my
huh?
kids actually went to Nandua for a little while.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there and do it. And while I was in school, I went to get my cosmetologist license. So I went to Arcadia as well to cosmetology school. So when I graduated, I had my cosmetologist license and I went along that route. Um, it was in my bloodline. My grandmother was one of the first Black women to own her own salon on the Eastern Shore. And I see it now manifesting in my daughter. She has such an amazing business uh, that she has such an amazing business that is right here in this building now. I'm looking, what is that coming up on the screen?
Rob,
I was just showing
Rob,
the comments of the
yeah.
people that was
Oh,
commenting.
oh, okay. Look, y'all look technical. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I go for that.
Yeah, so
um,
when they comment, I got them on the screen, so they'll be coming on the right side of the screen, like where my face is
Awesome.
at right now.
Okay.
But every now and then, I just try to highlight some people, especially some of our regular viewers that comment and have things
Hey,
to say.
y'all.
Absolutely. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know somewhere. Hey, my wife. I know she out there somewhere paying attention as always.
That's right.
Beautiful. The
Uh,
support system is
abs-
beautiful.
yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Um, so did you go to college or did you?
So me in college, me and formal education have a kind of a tricky relationship. I have not graduated from a college, but I've taken plenty of college courses.
I can go.
I take what I'm interested in. So I aced sociology, psychology, the classes that I was interested in. But when it came to math and things like that, I just wasn't having it. So I haven't earned my degree, but I do have a very successful business.
Absolutely. Talk about your business a little bit.
So my business is Empower All. What we do is we connect the dots and create social economic change in our community. With Empower All, we try to just bridge the gap in information. I started it when I was blessed to be a part of the Choice Neighborhood Initiative with the city of Newport News, and many people know it as We Tore Down Really Circle. But what it was is Newport News received a $30 million grant to revitalize this community. And I live in the neighborhood. I was so interested in it because they were talking about Newport News could not get this money without people being at a table. And it was an opportunity to transform a community for better houses for people who so they could choose where they live. And I was drawn to it because at the time I had a girls mentoring program where I taught young ladies etiquette and how to dress because the bonnets and the pajamas really bother me. So I started it at the Boys and Girls Club, and I had several of my young ladies that were from Ridley Circle. And when the project came around, they were meeting at Jim's Market, and I was one of the youngest people that were attending the meetings, just finding out the information. Um, I didn't have a real relationship with Hood. I know that I had Section 8 and I lost it, and things like that. So I'm a very real person, but I know that we have everything we need to be able to make a change. So it's embedded in me to get information. One thing my father always said was that white people leave a loophole for themselves. It's up to us to find out what that loophole is and bust it wide open for our brothers and sisters. So even while he had us at Langley Speedway and at NASCAR racetracks, we were also in the back of grocery stores, in the back of bodegas, and building plans and strategizing. I joke with my children because I feel like they're spoiled. I never was able to watch cartoons. Like I love my father, but on Saturday mornings we were changing oil and watching Eyes on the Prize and Roots. So making change has always been embedded in me, and that's my approach when I'm attending these meetings and gathering information. It's not for us to gatekeep, but it's for us to break barriers and tear down the red tape for our people.
Very, very, very.
Uh,
So you spoke on the I was gonna bring this lady. You spoke on the choice neighborhood grant. The you say it was 30 million. That's what it was. The grant was for, right?
Yes, it was
So
for
it
30.
promised. What?
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I wanted you to finish. I thought I was cut across you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say it was for 30 million, but it was over 200 million, I believe, that was leverage from businesses, from organizations. Getting into this project, I thought $30 million was a lot, but when we look at the properties, like, it's really not. When you look at construction, the cost of materials, development, it barely builds a complex. So 30 million is not a lot. And I look at the amount of money that the city put up for it, but also the grants that they went after, to be able to get money to do this project. Our seafood market that's going to be at the end of 24th, excuse me, at the end of 14th in Jefferson. So it's going to be in between 12th and Jefferson, where the mouth of the bay, the river is. We're going to end this project with the seafood market, which is it's going to be franchise opportunities for people to have businesses in there around fish and seafood, and there's going to be a rooftop entertainment. And this idea came out of the Choice Neighborhood Initiative and the Neighborhood Leadership Series, and our people that were engaged that thought of that idea. Like, this new community that's coming is the blossom, the manifestation of so many people that care about our community. Even the fact that we are getting a Huntington Middle School, is because we had the Choice Neighborhood Initiative, and we put the accountability, or the pressure on the city to say, yo, we do need education in our schools. I mean, in our neighborhoods. So it's
Hmm.
been, I'm proud of this project. It has been like a very labor of love, I guess, but a learning experience. I grew my business from this Choice Neighborhood Initiative, and just from my passion of wanting to get information to people.
I understand. So, like, one of the questions I had for somebody, and I guess you kind of answered some of it. Like, what are some of your biggest hopes and fears about how it's going to be used? The funds. You already spoke on some of the good ways. I don't know if there's any fears, but
Oh,
I told them I.
absolutely. Misappropriation of money. And that's always a thing, right? But that means that we have to work harder and have accountability. We have to do the work to look at the budgets, to look at how money is being spent and the grant money that's coming in, to be a part of the proposal. So it's more than just, okay, watching the budgets, it's making sure that we are embedded in the procurement of or vendors that work do these projects, making sure that the so one thing we did with the housing authority is we had the housing facade grant. And the housing facade grant is an opportunity for homeowners in the Marshall neighborhood to be able to get funding up to $25,000 to do repairs on their home. We see how the equity in this project has like empowered families to start businesses, to buy cars, all kinds of things. But it's about educating people around generational wealth and providing outlets that they can do so. This program has been so successful that we're opening it back up July 21st. So I'll have more information on my page about it. But July 21st, it will probably be at Brooks Crossing. The housing authority will be there for the housing facade grant. We have spent, and when I say accountability, like looking at the numbers, we knew that it was like, say it was like, well, I think it was earmarked for $18 million. And don't quote me on these numbers, please, because I have brother Tiante Gray that's over the housing program, and I put that I empower people. I do not have to be the master at anything, but I know how to connect dots. And Tiante Gray is a master at numbers. He's a lender. He has put people in housing, and he has broken red tape and barriers for people to get into home ownership. So he is the expert at this. But say the number was $18 million. We've done so well with this project that we have, I think we have like $2 or $3 million left that allows allows us to do 20 more houses. We have transformed 160 houses, or will be when this is over, to be able to build generational wealth. So the people that own their homes within the grid, like they have something that they can pass on to their children, equity in their homes, and we don't understand that, the power in
Hmm.
that. That's how we fight gentrification, telling people stop selling your homes. Don't get rid of grandma and pop-pop's house. But getting back to this program and accountability, like that's something that manifested out of the Citizens Advisory Committee, the Choice Neighborhood Initiative. We were able to stay with the procurement, which means that in addition to the homeowners getting the benefit, we were making sure that the vendors, the people that were doing the work, are minority local businesses. So we have brothers that are contractors that are getting these contracts. Talking about getting people SWAM certified, Section 3 businesses. There's so many levels to doing business with organizations, with the city, and with the housing authority, that people don't know how to access this. And that's why we had to create this organization, because when I first came out here, I didn't know which way to go. Like my husband says I have big head baby syndrome, because I just fall. When I ran for office, I didn't know nothing about running for office. I just knew that Black and brown children were being suspended 6 times higher in Newport News. And I had to do something about it. And I knew I was a big mom. I knew how to take care of children. I was running for office. But then, and I love this brother now, but I didn't know who John Ely was, because I just wasn't in that world. But now I definitely know who Mr. John Ely is,
Right.
our councilman. So it's about doing the work and moving on your passion and being bold enough to move on what irks you. A lot of things piss us off, but I'm going to talk to the mayor or somebody that can change it. I'm not going to complain with somebody that can't do anything about it.
Yeah. So as you said, shout out to Tiante Gray. Um, I've known the brother for a while. He's been on the show at least twice that I know of. We had a couple of shows with about real estate agents, lenders, and he been on. So great, good, great guy there. And
Facts.
John, we're working on getting John on one day too.
All right.
Um, Go ahead, Mike. Before I cut you off, like you was about to say something, I didn't want to cut
I
you off.
I was just about to say, man, if you watching, you see how informative this is, man. Tell you people. Get on,
Yeah,
man. Like, subscribe, share. Like, we talking about something that's going to not only affect us, but affect our kids and our kids' kids. And that's what it's really about, man. No, like, that's what it's really about. Tell your people. Jump on. Pay attention.
yeah. Uh, what's going on? What's going on? Speaking to some of the people that's speaking. What's going on, Bird? What's
Hey,
going on, Mac Tub, my main man? I pretty much I had. It's crazy because I had them questions from the viewers about the choice neighborhood, and I think you answered the questions without me having even to ask them. So she answered
but we
y'all
do
questions. That's why I ain't asked.
we do have to address the elephant in the room, right? So we have these beautiful apartments. We have the Lipton Rise that's on 27th and 28th Street. And then we have
Hmm.
Legacy Landing that is opening as well. And one of the reasons why I wanted to get on this show is because I've been tagged in a lot of posts and things like that about problems, issues that are going on. And I don't have time to answer everyone's posts because I'm out here doing the work, right? I don't have
That's
time to
right.
write paragraphs on social media. So using platforms like this, and this is why I'm so honored to be here, it's helping me find my voice to be able to get this information that's all in here out there to the world. But so they like Miss Lily. We love Miss Lily. Miss Lily was on Rhoda, and she's a strong advocate at our city council meeting. But she showed how it was a bubble, a water bubble in her ceiling, and there are issues. Like there's issues as far as the brick and mortar, right? there's accountability, and I believe in accountability all across the board. So when we talk about the developers and the construction of the actual building, there are things that are lacking. There are electrical issues. There's posts with AC units going out, and we need accountability with that. And there's ways to get that. With the Citizens Advisory Committee, we've been able to develop a pipeline of accountability where we include HUD in our conversations. We have bi-monthly meetings with HUD. We meet with the housing authority and our city manager's office monthly to address these issues, as well as we put it in writing and to bring that accountability. And what I can say is when we do this and follow this process, people's maintenance issues get addressed. And we don't have any way of knowing what everyone is dealing with, and that's where I want to encourage people that are listening to this. If you know of families that are having issues, please have them contact us. If you inbox, we will send an email. A phone call is difficult because boots on the ground, but sending information and writing brings accountability, and this is how we're able to address the issues that are happening in the lift and rise and in legacy landing, the brick and mortar issues. I went into the lift and rise a couple days ago because residents have been calling me about some issues that are going on, and we need accountability all across the board. We have people who have like really tore the place up, and that's no
Mm.
fault of the city. That's no fault of the contractors. That's We need to hold ourselves accountable. Parents need to know where their children are. We cannot allow people to sleep and desecrate in the hallways and tear up things that are there for us. So this is a mixed income property, and we have people who in these properties who have different levels of income. And the idea is to bring different personalities, different levels of income together to hopefully encourage increase in income, transformation of families, things like that. What I'm encouraging us to do is hold ourselves accountable. The main thing is our children. If we have children that are busting windows and now we cannot use the community space, your child needs to be held accountable. If we have people who are allowing their animals are pissing in the hallway, we got to fix that as a community. So, what I'm encouraging us to do is to hold ourselves accountable, but get back to the village. Like, get back to, okay, if your child is doing something that is jeopardizing the whole, like, let's address that. Let's address, like, if a mother is or a parent is tired and they might just be burnt out, but it's no reason for them to lock their child out the house. Like, these things are really happening. Um, Fire doors that are actually being like the wires in the fire doors are being broken to let people in. This is us. And I'm just thinking of the like it has to be a genius to actually go into a fire door and rewrite the wires so it won't go off. That is an electrical genius. We need to get that child in college or some kind of course to be able to shape what that talent looks like. Yeah, but we have to get back to the village mindset. Because we know that there are systems that were never built for us. We know that there are issues with developers or contractors, but the reality is that no one's coming to save us. And if we don't do what we need to do to take care of us, then we're going to fall by the wayside. And that's what we see is happening. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but Rob, I can talk for a while about things.
Um, at the end of the day, it's important. Like, uh, we getting back to the village, like we is like for me it's a little bit like that's a part of it, but it's even bigger than that. Like we got to start instilling respect in the last name in our kids again. I like part of not doing no matter how wild I was gonna get, like it's people attached to my last name that I don't want to embarrass, and I don't want them looking embarrassed. So I can't do certain things or move certain ways, or uh, like I can't have you going to my daddy because my name in the newspaper for doing something goofy. Like I can't embarrass that man like that. And like like somewhere along the line, we got to where like just mind your business. We gotta get back to minding other people's business. Cause like when we talk about the village, one of the things I always say is you hear a lot of people say, "Don't tell me how to raise my kids," and it's gonna sound messed up, but I believe it. And you, Rob, you know my ideologies be crazy, but I believe it. I don't think maybe one time in the history of man has somebody walked up on a good parent doing a good job and tried to tell them how to raise their kid. That's all I'm saying. A lot of y'all people try to tell y'all how to raise y'all kids because you need some goddamn help.
Mhm. That is true. But it's always a way that you can say it as well. Like we church hurt is real and people like don't feel that sense of wholeness or connectivity that we once had. Like I believe in a great philosopher, Kanye West, that said like they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth, because that's truly what
Hmm.
happened, especially with integration. Like we gotten away from working with each other, the togetherness, the unity, and that's what we hope to show with this association that we are building, with the collective impact that we have done for over the past, I believe we've been with this Choice Neighborhood Initiative for 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. And it's just now in the last, 3 years that things have been manifesting. So I tell people I felt like Moses back in those days when I was going door to door because people didn't believe that these things were happening. But I truly see Newport News as being at least the East End of Newport News as being a Black Mecca, and we can make this happen just by access to information to be able to do what we've always done as people is thrive.
True.
I
Let me
think
get this question. Let me get this question on from Bird for it because it went away and I want to get it on. Let her answer it because I don't want to say nothing. He asked, "Are those new apartments? Are they just for rent, or can you buy any as well?"
So the apartments and the townhouses are for rent. However, not the last part, but the next phase of this project are going to be 22 mixed income houses. They're going to rent between 16th Street and 12th Street along Ivy Avenue. If you ride down, you can kind of see the plots slotted out right now. The requests for proposals have not gone out yet, but that will be the last part of the project because it's so much construction and things going on with the townhouses and things now trying to get their certificates of occupancy that we don't want too much going on the site at one time. So once you see the legacy landing site complete, families moved in, then we're going to move to the request for proposal process with the 22 single family homes, excuse me. So they're going to be 22 home owner opportunities.
Yes,
Your
accountable.
Deontay Gray is the person to talk to about that.
Facts, facts. Before we go into the as you say the elephant in the room, was it anything else you had on your mind that you wanted to get off to the people before we go into the coal dust section of this?
Cole does. Well, I mean, we're accessible. I'm accessible. If you're waiting on a phone call, phone call is hard in between because it is so much shaking and moving. But if you have questions, you can always text 757-214 4843. Text that, or you can email me at Uganda, my first name spelled there, at empowerallva.org.
Okay. I'm gonna try to tag those in the comments in a minute, in a second, y'all. But I'm definitely gonna chop that clip up, make sure we put that out. Um, let's see. If y'all have a question, y'all know the routine. You got a question, you can put a Q down there and ask your question. Anything you need to know about the East End or anything you want to do.
Like, share,
Besides,
subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna turn that into a goddamn jingle. We're gonna turn.
besides your email and your phone number to reach out for things, how can they support you in your work at the moment?
Come downtown, support the businesses. Last Friday, we had a grand opening of 4 brand new Black-owned businesses. Well, the grand opening of the building. These businesses have been in existence, except for our new coffee shop. We have the East End Cafe. We're right here, located at 2510 Jefferson Avenue. They're open right now from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday, I believe. It might be Monday through Friday. I need to check on that, but it is a beautiful coffee shop ran by Mr. Simone, Mr. Lamont and Mrs. Simone Williams. Beautiful couple that are neighbors. So it's us. It's group economics. It's our community. We're building it back up. My brother Mike is in the front with Virginia Villains, and this building is very intentional. I manifested this last year when we were touring this space for the Choice Neighborhood Initiative. And I said, this is going to be my office, and that we're going to have 4 Black-owned businesses in here. And upstairs is, so the coffee shop and Virginia Villains is downstairs. And then my daughter's salon, she actually decided to keep her business in Newport News. Thank goodness. Because my baby was trying to go to Atlanta, and I'm like, no, I can't have my child go to Atlanta. So she came and saw the space. We prayed on it. We did the work, because people think, oh, you Uganda, they would cut corners. No, they did not. They did not cut corners on us, but we were persistent because we saw and we had a vision. We saw ourselves in a space. So we did what we needed to do to get our businesses legit, to be able to get insurance and all these things that we don't really talk about in our community, but to be able to get in this beautiful space. So upstairs, I have my office with my consulting firm. And now we're also manifesting our liberation movement out of here. And my daughter's salon is next door.
That's what's up. Listen, I love it. Yeah, Mike's supposed to be on the. Me and Mike been chatting too. Supposed to get Mike on the
Yay.
show too.
Man, oh my goodness. It's just, this is divine timing. Like when I went to Mike and I was like, bro, I need you downstairs. Like, he always looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, this is gonna happen. I need you downstairs. And a lot of times we are cautious, rightfully so. We're doing business with the city or our economic development authority. But like I told him, we're doing business with them, but we're also teaching them how to do business with us in our community.
Facts.
There was things that they were asking for that we felt were unnecessary, and it wasn't needed. So we were able to craft a relationship that we were able to say, this is how we bring our businesses in. This is how we're able to, compromise, not compromise, but like, come together to be able to make sure that this makes sense for all of us. So we're 2 independent businesses. 4 independent businesses, but operating under one roof, which is amazing. And then we have the offices of 25 and J right next to us, which is a small business incubator. So people can come in between these 2 spaces, can get the resources that they need to be able to connect, to be able to engage and elevate.
Yeah, listen, it's so much going on that a lot of people are not aware of that's happening right, and like you say, right here in our city, right in the East End, that
Hmm.
we need to be like I would love you to plug the what is it, the first and the third Saturday for the thing you was at the other day I just seen on your live
Our farmers
to
market. So our farmers market. Um, I shout out to Professor Finn with CNU. We were able to come together to do a food desert research project with his students, and through that project, we recognized that we already knew that we were in a food desert. We didn't have a grocery store at that time and everything. This was before gyms came in, so we were able to address the um, inaccessibility of healthy foods. Most of our people are going to like Family Dollar, Dollar General to do basic grocery shopping because that's what's close to them. And so we were able to get Choice Neighborhood Initiative funds to be able to start this grocery, like not grocery store, garden. And I remember I went to, this has been about, I guess about 6 years ago. I went to Zion Baptist Church because they had this beautiful lot that was within a fence. And I just asked them, big head baby style, can I have your land so we can start a garden? And I remember, Lord, shout out to Pastor Reverend Dr. Tremaine Johnson. He gave me a chance. And he was like, all right, well, present your case to the elders. And I had to present it to the trustee board of Zion Baptist Church. And I don't know, I prayed before that meeting, but and I had some my city counterparts, Elizabeth, they helped me present and everything. And the church decided to let us have the land. And from that, on one good old Martin Luther King Day, we did a community day and started our community garden. So that's how we have the garden there. And from there, Miss Renee Foster has done a great job. She's created her nonprofit, which is Hampton Roads Urban Agriculture. And now they have farmers markets there. So this is how us just doing and being obedient to God's will, like manifests things and breaks firewalls for beautiful things to happen. So I say that because they have $5 seeded watermelons. Y'all better get out
yes,
there. $5, and they're big. Oh my goodness, and it's so juicy and sweet. Zucchini that
yeah,
are grown right there on the land. We have potatoes, like it's different snow peas, like no wax on the products, peppers, like fresh peppers. It's beautiful what she has done. And then her passion of just growing and providing healthy food for our community is it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check them out
facts.
every first and third Saturday on the corner of 21st and Jefferson.
Yeah, that was a field. That was just that field been there for years. Like you said, it was just a walk through, cut through.
Yeah.
That was a little path we used to walk through. Let me catch up on some comments, see if I missed something.
Didn't we play football in that field a little bit too?
A little bit, not much.
Yeah.
You know how I
Just
recognize? I actually used to live in a house that was right there. It was a white house that was beside Miss Millie's house. And I used to live there. But I remember that field because it was always young people that, because it was a big old tree that had a lot of vines. It was always young people that would go back there and have sex. It'd be condoms all in my backyard. I was like, Lord. But the house tore down and it was infested with termites and it got
yeah.
torn down. But
I
that
grew we grew up in that I grew up on that street for a while. I grew up on 21st Street for a while and then we moved to Madison across from the store.
wow, okay,
So let's
beautiful.
see.
That's my
Miss
star.
Vincent, Mike mom's I say mom, tripping.
Man,
Mike
knock
wife
it off.
said Mike wife say this is true. When I was growing up, you would get in trouble with the neighbors if they saw you doing bad. Then they had to answer to grandma too. Village needed again. Very, very true. What's
Well,
going on, Kirby? Kirby say what's going go ahead, Mike.
a big part of the villages is we gotta stop being scared of the kids. Like,
Hmm.
That part,
we,
or trying to be their friends. I
man,
don't
That's the
understand.
main thing. Friends, we gotta go back to being adults and parents gotta be parents.
but see, I ain't just talking about parents. Like, I'm talking about the village. Cause we'll see, like, you'll see somebody in your neighborhood doing something wrong. Ain't my kid. No, it is your kid though. It is at some point. You might be the person that changed that little kid whole mentality. You'll never know if you don't say nothing to him. But we scared
That's
of.
right.
We scared of them little niggas crazy. We scared of. That's why. And he might have posted this today. But the boss man, Truck Adrian Cook, right? We was talking today, and he was like, I want to go on Facebook and say something to all these people who scared of what's going on with Iran and Iraq that's trying to tell people what to do across the country.
Yeah.
You look at little youngin in your neighborhood, you scared of him. He 12.
Mm-hmm.
14, you scared of him. And you trying to tell somebody what to do when nuclear weapons is involved.
Adrian will tell it like it
She
is.
says,
I love my brother Adrian.
that's dope. I love a good coffee shop. Curb said we needed that gap bridged. All right, let's see. We got, okay, so we got, my dad got a question on here. He said, thank you for bringing light to the youth about we wind the doors and some of the bad things they do. What programs do we have to work with the kids as youth? Excuse me, and teaching them what to do and rewarded them with pay or some type of training, trade, home repair early in their life. So I guess he asked him what kind of programs you, yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, how can I say this? Programs that are addressing the holistic view of young people, things that are going on mentally with our young people, are far and in between. I know let our voices empower. My brother gets in the trenches with them. Like when I'm in the house helping families with housing and resources, the first person they're calling it, they say the short bald headed dude with the glasses, but they talk about my brother Adrian. Like he's amazing. And I seen how he has stepped in front of bullets. I seen how he will get up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just to take a child home because the alternative is them robbing or doing something crazy. Like we have to be able to support organizations that are doing the work like them. Um, the Victor program with Latanya Wall Denson. Um, it's amazing the way that they were able to pick up and go door to door, provide resources with families. Me and Latanya work with young people, getting them housed, and it's like we're just bouncing information, bouncing resources. How can we make this happen? How can we strategize and make sure this child is off the streets? These are people that I see doing the work. Catch More Kids, like they do the work. They're in the detention centers. They're having the conversations. I really like their think tank and the conversations that happen around that. Even Devon Kelly, uh, he has a lot of events. So, but he is consistent with it, and I think where we're kind of divided is that people don't understand the nature of the work. It's so multifaceted. Everybody can't do what Adrian does. Everybody can't do what Devon does. I cannot put on an event for nothing. But families know that they look forward to the skate parties. They look forward to the laundry baskets. They look forward to the East End huts, the holiday, all that stuff. Way of Hope, Jason. He has the breakfast with Santa Claus every year.
Mhm.
We need to understand that everyone's activism and the way that they give back is different. So we have to learn how to work together cohesively to be able to address the whole picture, not just say, oh, okay, well, they with this organization and all the work needs to be on them. No, it takes all of us. It takes all of it. And I support through resources. So with like we have the Will program with the University of Virginia, excuse me, not with the with Old Dominion, where it's called a work integrated learning, where we teach young people workforce development, how to connect their talents of their hands to actual entrepreneur opportunities or skills or trades. A lot of times we talk about college and all that kind of stuff, which is good if you're for that. But there's a whole generation demographic of people who aren't going to go to college. So why aren't we talking about trades? Why aren't we the, supporting and uplifting the young people that just like to tinker, like to put things together or tear them apart instead of yelling at them? Let's put, just like the young person that I talked about that took the wires out the firewall. How come we're not putting them in an electrical trades program? You know, they obviously know what they're doing. So finding
Facts.
ways to connect people, their passion of what they love to do, to a
Um,
way to
Yeah.
make money.
Curb say the VPCC has a workforce development program,
Yeah.
youth career program. I know John Illy and them got some things they do too, where they got free programs. You could go and get CDLs. They do welding,
Yeah.
forklift training. It's free
So
too.
that's right. When we're talking about young adults, like people that are older, yes, there's quite a few programs. When we're talking about children, like the
Yeah.
character building, things like that, those are the people that I mentioned. But yes, the What's Next program, John Ely, Eric Montgomery, it's a great program. People have gotten phlebotomy certificates, CDL certificates. I know people that's gotten dump trucks and started businesses from those trades. Virginia Peninsula Community College, shout out to them because they are in the East End community. They're in our new school. So if y'all don't know, we have Peak Early Head Start that is open. They're accepting children. They're on 16th and Jefferson, brand new Head Start program, but early education program. But in there, we have Virginia Peninsula Community College. So what we've done is created a pipeline. People can go to Virginia Peninsula Community College to get a plethora of certificates. They have so many certificates that you can get, but more importantly, like the teaching ones. And then Peak Early Head Start will actually hire them to be a teacher. So it's a whole pipeline of people who want to go into early education, which is beautiful. If you don't know, just going down the neighborhood, we have Virginia Peninsula Community College. They're going to be building a technical trade school behind the Moton, the community theater. And that's
Mm.
going to be amazing. It's going to be maritime trades there. And it's going to be an educational resource for us. And then if you ride down Jefferson, do you want to just go down some of the projects that are in my head?
Yeah, come on. Listen.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because
So
I didn't know about the one you just said. So
yeah, so they already have a concept and everything going. That's the benefit of going to these meetings. Like they keep information and meet at 8 a.m. meetings, and so people can't go there at 9 a.m. meetings. So that's why I know I'm a vessel because I love going to these meetings to get the information and get it out. But on if you go down Jefferson Avenue, 14th Street, in between 16th and 14th Street. If you see the orange fence, you will see that that is S23 Holdings that is coming. He's first off promised us 300 jobs from the community off the rip, but he wants people who are returning citizens, who are homeless, who have challenges. This is Mr. Jorge Rivera's passion to make sure that this demographic of people are elevated. So, in addition to the job, he has created a technical school to teach people how to do things like welding and fabrication to support the business that is coming. That business is going to be bring billions and billions of dollars to the East End community, but most importantly, he's paying his people well and he's training you to do the job. So I was going into a young person's home that lived right across from the construction site. And I was like, hey, you know that, because they were talking about their challenges with getting employment. And I say, you know that, like, he said, I know, I see the sign they're hiring. I was like, well, call him. He was like, no, I'm tired of being rejected from jobs. I was like, this is the job that you need. This man wants returning citizens. This man wants people that have blemishes, and he wants to be able to equip you to be able to take care of your household. So what we need in our community are people that are encouragers to just smile. You don't ever know what anyone is going through. So just encourage people to go after opportunities and be the best versions of themselves. I see quite a few questions up here. Oh, what's this?
I'm about to ask one now that I was waiting on to get to. Um, some Mac asks, how do you feel about how do you we ask us how do we feel about rising sea levels living on the peninsula, and is that being factored into with the new construction in the area?
Yes. So I know that there are conversations around the rising sea levels, and it's a joint city conversation with Hampton around the sea levels, the flooding around Roanoke, and what can be done around that. I'm not privy to those conversations. I can't speak on it, but I do know that the well, it was the Bloomberg American Cities initiative, and they are having collective conversations together about what to do with the about the flooding.
Okay. Curb said the YCP program is for youth ages 16 to 24. And then
Yes,
he
the
said,
YC program is ran out of Brooks Crossing. It is too late to get children in there, but it is a great program. It's a summer employment program that's ran out of Brooks Crossing. We also thank you, Kirby, for sharing all the information and jogging my memory. But the Navigating Well program that has been ran by Miss Tasha Moss. Shout out to Tasha, who is now going to another Versability, which is another great workforce program that is being developed. But the Navigating Wealth is for persons who are low income, who are TANF eligible, who are looking to get into workforce, looking for job placement, looking for just activities to get you back into employment. So they do mock interviews. They have so many people come and do seminars. Cameron Bertrand had actually came and did his Stop the Bleed training. But they get paid. Participants get $400 a week for that program to participate in that. And you can get more information about that at Brooks Crossing, 550 30th Street, Newport News.
so I just want to drop this on here while we doing this. And like I said, excuse me for all the bad dragging and Wi-Fi issues today. But y'all know when we have good guests and good episodes, I like to run them back. So I have a vision now. If we get to do a part two, we was gonna do this one in person. So I would love to do it in person, and we get a nice room to have selected guests or fill up the room as we can to do it in person where we could chat and maybe answer some questions in person or just talk to a live audience. So we're gonna see if we can set that up. Just throw that out there for y'all that want to be active. And we do got another question from Don. Let's see, Donnie. Can we get Parks and Rec to clean our shorelines of the seaweed? I talked to them last year and they say there's nothing they could do about it. Mm, I don't
And
know Parks and Rec.
so that was an issue that we brought up, excuse me, that we brought up a few years ago, because when you look at the other beaches in Newport News, like Huntington Beach, Riverview, like they're all beautiful, they're clean, things like that. We have one of the best beaches in on the peninsula here, Pickett's Beach, and it's not clean of the seaweed and things. Um, when we initially started advocating around it, we were told that it's protected wetlands and we can't like dredge it or use that equipment for it. So there's organization, there's people that go out there and clean it up. I believe it's every Wednesday, around 5 or 6, that they go and clean up the beach of trash and things like that. But the seaweed is an issue. I would suggest contacting uh, Parks and well, the Army Corps of Engineers, Parks and Rec. Mike Popolotsky is the director, and like I said, I go to the people who are the decision makers. Like if you send an email, his email is online. Google it, Mike Popolowski, and ask him the question: why can't we clean up our beach? What I have found is that when 5 or 6 residents send an email or a phone call on one issue, it's being brought up. Something is going to be done about it. So I'm telling you, the city, these people are tired of hearing Uganda's mouth. Like they're tired of hearing Uganda talk about things. We have to empower ourselves on getting these things done that irk us, that piss us off, and doing something about it. So as far as cleaning up Pickett's Beach, Wednesdays there's a cleanup, and then Mike Popolowski for Parks and Rec.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he called City Hall and they forwarded him to Parks and Rec. Yep,
Mhm.
she just gave you the head guy name, the
Mike
email, and
Popolowski. When you call city, people are like they work jobs. Like some people don't live in Newport News, but they work jobs, and the employees in Newport News, they may not be as well versed in certain things, but knowing who to talk to and doing your research online is important.
yeah, he like she said though, find that email. He said I talked to him as well, and he sent me back to the city hall. Yeah, curious, I should have emailed you. Yeah, curious. Listen, my dad just texted me the same thing. Getting no, I ain't sent no, but that's I've been horrible on sending stuff out this week. I've been down, but yeah, to Donnie, send out the email, and that's a trail that you can have. Hopefully, somebody will get to it.
And man, city council meetings every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, man. Getting them people business. Like first, hey JoJo, you heard her talk about let our voices empower. I work for them people. That was the first people she talked about. We really be outside, bro. We really be outside. I promise you, we really be outside. And I love the fact that people bring them up. Like most people know truck, and we cool with that because it's just about or Adrian, because it's just about the work. We don't really individually like man. A lot of times it don't even people don't even know the name of the organization. They just be like Adrian, and we all cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it's just about the work for real. But
But all of y'all show up strong,
no,
and we know that he cannot do
like,
that work by himself. The
like
fact
honestly,
that you be in the trenches with him is just
but
amazing.
but and honestly, he wouldn't even want me to do this, but I will because that's my guy. Like outside of that, uh, like you can't have a leader like that and not show up. Like that man is tireless. That man is tireless. Like he tell you his mission is to save kids. Like
That's
he ain't out here. Like we really trying to save the whole city. Like
he
that's
doesn't
his mission,
play.
and he ain't gonna fall short for lack of effort.
That's right.
Like you can't get involved with that and not be like not want to go. Like he just got a go button that's crazy.
That's right.
So
Listen, so like Pop said, he said, can that be funded by the city with grants to help our youth to help clean the parks? Also, we could do, here's what we could pitch in. We got all these youth organizations and things, and all you guys that love to fish down there on the off the beach area and whatever. We all could get together and pick one day to all go do that cleaning together with some of these. Now's your time to get back to these kids and have conversation about cleaning and doing it together. So if
That's
we wanted to clean the same way we calling around, sometimes you got to show the initiative to start. You know what I mean? Then the city maybe could pick it up from there once they see you started. So
and
that's
not
something
only
we could try to do.
and you
what
teaching your kids and you teaching your kids to love their community, to take care of their community, to to do something for somebody other than themselves. You're teaching a lot of lessons doing stuff like that. A lot of times when it comes to the youth, like, and don't get it wrong, it's a costly job when it's full time. But a lot of the stuff you can do to show the youth you care and do stuff for your community only take time.
That's right. That's right. That's how I got started. Like with this activism, I did community cleanups. It was a lot of times it was just me and one other person out there, but we cleaned neighborhoods because it was important to have like our children don't need to go out in these to the bus stops and see liquor bottles and things like that. So it's about, doing what you can in your community to be able to make the change that you want to see.
Like he never gets shouted out. Marty go to the detention too, right? He with the chess
Hmm.
club. Don Roberts from the news run that.
Yeah,
The dude who retired from the news,
yeah,
he run that, and he there almost every Wednesday, bro.
that's right.
A dude, he don't have to do that. I'm pretty sure Don Roberts' kids ain't at risk youth, fam.
Oh no,
Just
Don Roberts is
keeping it a
amazing.
buck. Like
Yeah,
Don Roberts, like that man, like 70 years old. He
but
might
he's
be
been doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm about to say his daughter got to be like 40 if
Yeah,
I could think.
yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, dude, like 70 years old, dude show up every Wednesday. He ain't gotta keep giving money. He show up and give his time. He teach them kids to use their brain. He have convers in an hour and a half, 2 hours that they there. He have real life conversations with them kids. Them kids respect that man. Like sometimes it ain't about money. Sometimes it's just about giving time and trying to pass down the right message to these kids. It
That's
ain't necessarily that you gotta go spend money or
All
have
right, so here
money.
go. Oh, go ahead.
My
Here
bad.
come a solution. Here come a solution real quick. While I'm reading through all these messages, Donnie, they coming back and forth. So, Cure say they just was given the Peterson Yacht Basin area permanently. So that's somebody you can talk to in that area about the cleanup. She said they do big cleanups on the regular. So there go a person right there that can help you to go from there and help you to get some better thing. But we also could get together and do some. Have
well.
y'all seen how much seaweed is from 16th Street to Abbey Avenue? Are we going to need a lot of people to do that? Go ahead. You was about to say something. I ain't want to.
Oh no, I was just going to say that that's great. Yeah, that's good. I didn't know about that, but that is really good to clean up. And also, um, like if you go, the library has a cleanup kit that you can rent. Like they actually have the buckets, the gloves, the pickup sticks, and everything. And if you contact Public Works, because you asked about the children, like getting engaged and cleaning up, Public Works will come out. They'll give you bags. They'll give you everything that you need, and they'll provide a truck and the stuff that you take, they'll take to the city dump for you. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to empower ourselves to be the changes that we want to see in our community.
Hey, listen, Donnie. I feel you say it's gonna need a lot of people. So
Yeah,
let's. If you feel that way, let's just say this: between me and you, we could spearhead it. You know, a bunch of people that coach football. I coach. We got a bunch of kids we could deal with. We can make it a youth day.
out there.
Whether we got to do hamburgers and hot dogs down at the park when we finish, we could get with all these guys. You know, you all these different communities, these masons, these all these different people. Let's get everybody involved. We know hands on to clean and care about the area.
That's
We can just set
right.
a date, and go with it.
Because it's two things that should mean something to you. Your community and your youth. Like that's what it's for. Like your community and your youth. Like it shouldn't like putting this together shouldn't even be hard because if you let people tell it, everybody want to see the youth get better. Everybody want their community to be better. So this shouldn't even
Hmm.
be or somebody lying. Or somebody lying. We can go for that too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I
Kira said they gave. Kira
always
said they
add
gave a lot of things. Oh, my
that.
bad. Sorry.
No, I was going to say we have to always add our elders into that. Like the reason why, I feel like the reason why we're in the state that we're in is because people shun older people. Like the wisdom, the steps that I take are because I listen to my elders in the community. I tell them quick, let me be your legs because I don't have the mind to make it happen. I don't want to make the same mistakes as they made moving forward. So being able to lean on the wisdom of the elders and have those intergenerational conversations and have opportunities for our young people to be able to learn from storytelling and things like that is where we're going to be able to uplift our community.
Yep, I agree. She said they gave them a lot of stuff, a lot of things to give away. What you say, Donnie? Parks and Rec had the equipment to clean it, but they say they can't get the equipment down to the shoreline. He said that's cool with me. She say Charles Choco Brown is with the downtown lodge, and I a part of Joshua Uptown Mason Lodge. That's what it's all about. The community and the kiddos. Yeah, man. So hopefully, just look. You got my number, bro. We could talk. We could set something up. Somebody popped in with a question. Before I was about to go to something else. I do want to get to this code stuff, so I'm gonna ask at least one or two questions. Let us talk about the code thing. Let's see. I like to know how can we. Let me put this on the screen so I can see that I can't see. I like to know how can we get respect and accountability at City Hall and the school board when they turn their back on you and laugh at you because you are not as fluently as they are.
You show up, you build up each other and show up together. We organize. We know what we talking about when we showing and realize that our truth is our power. Like everybody talks about how they can play with each of us, but when we come together and actually stand united on issues that are affecting our community, we get the respect that we need. We get what we needed. Like with the Choice Neighborhood Initiative, the city, like we really went back to battle with them at times because they thought they were going to do certain things, but we had to go and share our perspective, share our truth. And now we're, changing even how the city does business with community, with our, our residents. Like it's the accountability. People move differently when they know people are watching.
Facts. I agree.
So my answer to you, my brother, would be to organize. Come to council with two, three, four. I remember like I met Bakura because there was a call to action and only me and her showed up. And we went to city council. Like start somewhere. But I know you said I think that's the same brother that said he went to City Hall. Bring somebody else.
No,
I'll
that was
you.
no, that was Donnie was talking about City Hall. I think that was my dad. Who? Let me see, man. I'm reading the questions I ain't even asked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
JoJo.
was my dad. Yeah, that was my dad that asked about the City Hall stuff.
Oh, okay.
Pops,
But
you still be going to the meetings? I know we was young, used to be in them heavy, but I forgot what I was about to say. I had to go back to see who said the question.
Man,
S- s-
like
Go ahead, Mike.
So
Before I go
before we
into the
move on to the coal dust kill stuff, I do want to let y'all know that we have a criminal expungement information session that is this Thursday. We had a housing expungement where there are barriers. People have unlawful detainers. There's things on your housing record that can really keep you from getting a home. So we need to educate our community on how to remove those. And we had our actual work session a month ago, and it was well attended. People got the information straight from the lawyers, but we found that there was a need for criminal expungement because we had so many people that were asking for that. So
and,
we've been able to partner with the one and only Miss Sheba Williams of No Left Turns, and we have a criminal expungement information session. It is virtual. And I'll make sure you get the registration link, but it's this Thursday at 6 p.m.
what's Thursday's date?
The June 26th.
Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Just wanted to get it all together for people who, so they can hear it. Like that's this Thursday, June 20. Yeah, I just wanted to make.
Thursday, June 26th.
At 6 p.m.
That's a lot of good information. Like once again, this the episode. Y'all gonna need to go back and share and share and share again, even in the comments.
Yeah. So when somebody you sitting around at the barber shop talking all that, what they want to do, shit, man,
Hmm.
we all the stuff they want to do gonna be in here. Like
All
I
right,
just
so
think,
let's get to some of this cold dust, and we ain't gonna be long because I held you on for quite a while. So growing up, we always heard about whether it was Ridley Circle, Harbor Homes, Dickinson Court, or whatever. We always heard about the black screen doors filled with soot all in the houses, all those things. Um, like what was some of the health symptoms that was reported for those from those neighbors that you know about and you could speak of? Let's start off that way.
So,
Even the elders.
mhm. So let's talk about coal dust kills. Period. Coal dust kills. It's the yellow signs that are out here. And we know that our community has experienced higher rates of asthma, emphysema, respiratory issues, heart attacks, strokes. All of these things come from a polluted environment. And it's nothing new. Like, this is something that our elders have worked on for time, years. And I'm just blessed enough to be in a position that I can carry on that work and be able to work with the University of Virginia to be able, or repair lab, to be able to bring some accountability around it, information and education. So the Coal Dust Kills campaign, it has been going on for about a couple years. To I've been a part of it for the last 2.5 years. I became a part of it because I was actually sharing my story with my son, who, when we moved to Newport, back to Newport News from Columbia, South Carolina, he ended up experiencing, like, he ended up being diagnosed with asthma. He had to get on a nebulizer, carry an inhaler, and all these things. And I never really tied it to anything. I just, thought it was his weight or whatever, until in the Southeast Day Parade, it was an asthma clown that had happened. Yes, that's our website. It was an asthma clown, and it was the work at the Moton done by Brother DeBrew, Linwood DeBrew, our elder, and Angela Harris. And they were working, brought attention, and Dr. Erica Holloman, but they had brought my attention to the coal dust issue. And so you hear about it, but you think it's nothing that you can really do about it. It wasn't until my later years I was asked to be a part of this campaign with the University of Virginia that we were able to actually do something and build um, a campaign that is gaining momentum, that's actually building accountability around air pollution. Um, and I'm excited and proud of the work that we're doing. So what you saw there, if you want to go back up, is our outdoor monitor. And you can actually click on, it's a link there that you can see in real time the particulate matter. Um, go, let me see, go up. I'm sorry, right there where it says see the real time data. You can actually see the real time data of the particulate matter that we are breathing in. Uh,
I'm the
my,
wrong one to be clicking on this slow internet today.
well, I'm happy that you were able to get it up there, because I couldn't even try to, but yeah. So
I
it's
just wanted to get the people a visual while you was doing it. It ain't
yeah.
acting
So
right.
that outside, if y'all seen those, and even if you ride by 20th Street by Zion Baptist Church, you'll see like about, I think we have 12 out there right now that's going to go out into the community, but they are collecting the air that we are breathing in on the outside of our homes. This is Pastor Nathaniel Kirks, and he is I call him my wonder twin, because we address policy. We're going to the General Assembly together to be able to work with our delegates to be able to change legislation. But we're excited about the work that's being done. Um, like I said, the outdoor monitors, we put them in throughout the community. That one right there was on 14th Street, right there by the coal dust, the coal terminal. We do compensate people for hosting these, and we've been doing that for the past 2 years. You can see the data there. Um, Right now, what we're doing is an indoor testing. So we're still compensating people $50 to allow our scientists to go inside the homes. And it's really non-invasive. We take a wipe and wipe the coal dust. that actually test the air that we're breathing inside our homes. And all of this data is within our graphs. This data is here for us to draft some legislation that will bring accountability to those that need to be held accountable for polluting our air.
Mm.
Go ahead, Mike. You had something you want to say?
Man, I worked at that place one day.
You did? You said one day?
Yeah, one day. I ain't going for one day. I ain't worked there for one day. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm about to
Yeah,
see
but
something.
we do have if you go to visit Down and Gross, 2410 Wickham Avenue. If you visit the exhibit, we have a whole exhibit of our work, the legislation that we done pulled, testimonies from elders, from people who live in the community. What was really interesting, we have a testimony of a woman who she is a case study for Duke University because she has unidentified spores on her lungs, but she has lived in Harbor Homes and Dickerson Court all her life. And then she just, when they tore down, she went to Ridley Circle, but now she's in Hampton. But the stories that we have, the testimonies, the work that has been done and ignored historically around this coal terminal is unacceptable. The fact that this coal terminal has not only polluted our air, but has known about it and known what they've done for years. Uh, Finally, bringing some accountability to that it is exciting, but we know that we have work to do. The goal is to get rid of it and get reparations because they know what they've done for years, but it's a process to that. So,
Yeah. So they claim what I was reading in the thing that they and if anybody commenting something, I got the comments going across the screen. I'm not even on the site. I'm scrolling through the website. But they say they had, I remember I had read something they claimed that they reduced like coal dust and stuff over the years. Like, do we have any evidence collected that contradict that? Because I heard that's not been very true. I don't
absolutely.
know.
Well, historically, the coal terminals have been responsible for regulating when they put their sprinkler system on there. We interviewed or talked to Miss Gigi, it works with Miss Congressman Bobby Scott, and they talked about the work that they did to get the sprinkler system there. But even still, the coal terminals are responsible for when they put them on. So we literally have video of the sprinkler systems being on, but in a windstorm, we see black clouds coming over to our community. And another thing about the coal terminals is we have two. So whereas other sites may have one, the EPA allows about a blue whale size of pollutants to come to our community. And this is what they allow, the allowable pollutants. So we have double that because we have two coal terminals and we have this coal that is not only an East End thing, but we have identified coal 50 miles out, in addition to the coal traveling uncovered through the city and through the states. So there's a lot of different initiatives, and we're working to be a solution.
So I asked this, and so if it was an issue and they had to tear down those areas or whatever, move Ridley Circle, Harbor Homes, Dickinson Court, and we move the people back there with the same coal dust. Ain't the same harm is still there? We move people right back to the same area. So is that really a good thing to move the people right back there with the same situation going on if nothing really changed?
Yeah, that is always that is an issue, right? Because why are we building this brand new, beautiful community with the coal dust still there? And that's why that community was going to come regardless of if we were at the table or not. The city got money to be able to redo that community, to redo that housing. So the alternative was to allow families to be in terrible conditions that really circle. I remember going door to door and family, like the mold on the walls was taller than the children. Like it had to come down. It was infested. And because the city had the money or got the grant and the opportunity to put housing there, that's what was going to come. So we had to drive what that decision making table looked like while also understanding simultaneously that we're going to work on this coal terminal. We're going to make sure that people understand, like the land where Harbor Homes and Dickerson Court, that was rezoned for light industrial like a few years ago. So housing won't go there. But this new community is there. So what can we do? So by our advocacy work, these bright yellow signs and the noise that we've been making and the information that we
Hmm.
have collected, now the city is actively looking for funding to be able to do our feasibility study on a wind fence and a coal dome. What we want is protection. We want to be able, this wind fence has been proven all across the United States and internationally to be able to not reverse but mitigate the pollutants that come to our community. So now we are working to be able to get the funding, acquire the funding to get this study done so that we can start moving towards a solution. We want accountability. We want an ordinance in place. We want for us to be in control of the monitoring. Like they no longer can they be responsible for when how they mitigate the issue. And by working, like it's not just me because people like to put me in, I'm just the forefront. We are a team of scientists, we're a team of lawyers, we're a team of
Hmm.
faith-based community people, elders that are driving this table forward. And it takes all of us to be able to bring real change.
So how many times I know they've been and once again, Mike, you could cut across me. Like I said, I'm not even I don't have the screen up. I'm just scrolling through the site so everybody can get a look at the site. So I don't know if the comments coming through booming or whatever. But I know the Terminal Associates was fine before and some not read. I don't know how many times. But yet the problem still persists. So like why do you think like the enforcement fails in the East End? Like is it anything? I don't know. Like I can't put the question in to
Well,
say how
I
I really want to
feel
get it.
like they're allowed to play with us because we're not educated around the issue and we're not organized in a way that we're demanding what happens. We're not coming together to demand cleaner air. We're not coming together to say this is what we are experiencing. Now do something about it. And that's why I feel like they felt like they were able to play with us for so long. But
Hmm.
and that's why I know that my job is just to solely get the information to people because once you get people to understand how this coal terminal has polluted our air, how this coal, this metallic coal that is produced out the earth from West Virginia comes to Newport News, uncovered, traveled, black clouds coming in our community full of arsenic and just chemicals that are killing us. Like once people get mad about that and understand that the reason why their child wasn't able to sign up for the military because they have respiratory issues due to where they live, like you have to tie and educate people on how this has affected our lives. It's really surprising going door to door how some people don't even realize that the coal terminal's over there, but they do
Mm.
see the black soot on their cars. They see the black soot and they just think it's dirt and it's just a part of life. But no, we're surrounded by toxins. We have the interstate. Like all of this is intentional and genocide on our community, and we need to come together to do the work to be able to rectify this. Um, Coal dust
So
kills. We
how
also
hard?
in Lambert's
Oh, go
Point
ahead.
as well. I'm sorry. We also in Lambert's Point in Norfolk as well.
Yeah, I've been over there to that one too. So how hard it be just thinking for former Dickinson Court, Harbor Homes, Ridley Circle, all those former residents to get together, come together, find a law firm, and really go attack the coal factor like you see other places do to them people, whether it's Hall Company that sprays the toxins in the air to get rid of like, is that possible? You think that's feasible for that to happen in this area if the people came together?
And I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Like, is it possible for like former Harbor Homes Dixie Court Really Circle residents to get together and present a lawsuit together to attack the coal factory?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's a legal process. Yes. Yes. And that's why it's so important for us to have control of the data. It's unfortunate that we have to have this data to prove what we already know. But how can you argue with facts and numbers? And now we have control of that. You see it right there on the website. Now we can go and say this is what we need in place. Now we are empowering our like one of our elders, Miss Bazemore. Her mom actually fought this issue in 1982. We were able to pull up the microfilm of the newspaper article, and she just cried on a court porch. And she was like, you know, her mom has worked on this when she was a child, and she remembered having the piece there, the cloth there with the black stud, and talking about how they couldn't put their clothes out. So being able to like earth or bit their momentum and giving them something to be able to engage with is important.
Oh yeah, I did see we was having some questions and comments. Sorry, y'all, I was on
Read
another
that little
screen. It was
stuff. That's little.
yeah, I tried to put them up there so Mike could see them in the meantime, but I didn't know they was gonna be
You
that
know,
small.
yeah, you know, I can't.
Yeah, that's why we say I gotta get to get you on that
Nah,
laptop so you can
I
see
got
it.
a glasses.
Man,
50 years old, man.
me too. It's a whole lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't gonna be able to get to all these.
So, so, so first, let me say this, and
Go
it's
ahead
gonna
while I
be a
scroll
little,
back up to see where I stopped.
yeah, it's gonna be a little bit off topic, but I've been stuck on it since she said it. You said it was a person, a female who lived out really circling harbor homes her whole life, right? Please tell me that's like a 15, 17 year old. Like it is, if you a real adult, like a real grown up adult, and you 40 something, that's sad to me. Like when I hear that, I think about the generational curses. I think about the I think about the mental health issues that come with all of that, bro. Like I swear to God, and before I started doing this work, I never really looked at it like that. But man, there's so many generational curses and stuff attached to that, like in so many different ways. And I like literally when you said it, I got stuck because like I know a family, like 4 generations of their whole family live in the towers, bro. 4 generations of their family live in the towers. And like you see it like in how they act and how they move and how they think. And like so my bad. That's a Mike V tangent. But like that's one of them like people don't think they deserve nothing better or people happy with people giving them everything. And
Well,
either way ain't good in the world I come from. Um,
that is very true. And I think it's accountability all across the board, right? There's a sense of entitlement, especially after COVID. People feel like, oh, someone's going to be there to take care of their rent, or you know, this resource or this program is going to have funding to take care of utilities, and it's just not that anymore. If this administration has taught us anything, is that no one's coming to save us. So unless we're coming like to empower ourselves, no one's coming to pay your rent for you. You have to grind and you got to make it happen. When we look at generational poverty, it's more than just tangible things, it's a mindset. And if people have not done the work, the shadow work to address the traumas, the unaddressed traumas that we have, a lot of times it manifests in confusion, it manifests in mental health, it manifests in chaos. So who's to blame there? You know, if a family is living in public housing and there are organizations, because I've seen it time and time again, there are organizations that come with black faces and people who look like they're going to do well, and then they pretty much pimp the community. They say that they're going to bring these certificates, and then the families never get what they're supposed to get. So there needs to be a checks and balances system across the board. If an organization says that they're going to provide a certain level of training, then it needs to be someone to make sure that that's what they're producing to the community. So what we're dealing with in especially like public housing, low income communities, is that they have been impressed by a system that was never meant for us in the first place. People who are using our communities to be able to uplift themselves instead of doing the kingdom building that we're here and called to do. And so that's what we have. Like people, yeah, you want us to do better, and there's a way. But I remember when I was a 19-year-old single mother trying to make it happen, and the only resources that were provided to me were those based off of someone's perception of me. So people, like, I'm a big black girl, they thought I was going to be a CNA, a nurse, or something like that. I don't even like blood or bodily fluids, so why would I do that? And why was that the only thing that was offered to me? No one ever exposed me to a world of organizing or activating or anything like that, or even being an entrepreneur. No one exposed that to me until in my 30s. So I think the
Yeah,
answer is multifaceted. We have to encourage each other and love on each other, uh, to be able to do what we need to do to heal ourselves.
Right. Whew.
yeah. I was just looking at someone trying to find some of them fans. My bad for the people I was looking at. For the coal factory. I see they got coal dust violations for the air pollution. I was trying to see what was the punishment or whatever. Um, they got some for stormwater runoff violations, but it
There's
doesn't
a
really
lot of
say what.
violations and ordinance on the people, but what about the businesses that are polluting us? What
Yeah, that's what like.
ordinance?
It don't really say what happened with the violations or whatever. It just say they, Let me see. The
And there's
2015
some
data.
things that we have unearthed that we're moving on, but everything can't be to the public. We have to strategize and be able to get things done legally to
Yeah,
move forward.
yeah.
And
Let me
that's
get
why
back to this.
we're still encouraging everyone to come, sign up, get engaged with Cold Dust Kills, be a part of this movement. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Like I said, we've been testing the outdoors for 2 years, and now we're moving inside, and our goal is to test 100 houses. We're very close to that goal now, but to get people engaged and talking, that's why we have the exhibit at Dale and Gross until July 9th. We have this Saturday from 4 to 7. We have a community concert with Five Star, which is an amazing singing group, all male, black male singing
I,
group.
I can bring my karaoke voice outside, man. I'm
Come
talking
on now, come outside,
to
brother. Come outside. But yes, like we are actually doing things to make a change. And it, yeah.
Pop says, "How do some of these things?" I felt some of them we answered, so I ain't gonna bring them up. But he said, "How do we get the doctors to record our sicknesses being related to the coal dust for 72 years?" Hmm.
To actually document the breathing issues and your respiratory, like what is going on.
Hmm.
As far as how the connection with the health disparity, I can't speak to that because I want to make sure that I am bringing space for facts and experts to be able to address the connection, the correlation. We know what I do know is that through our conversations, we now have John Hopkins Hospital here, who, excuse me, an intern here, who is starting to build what that looks like for us, like to make that connection, because we certainly know that we have had the issues, our breathing and respiratory issues for generations. But what does that look like as far as the connection to the health disparity, to reparations?
More than anything, we need to start having these conversations amongst the community. Like we like
So
for whatever
go ahead.
reason, shit don't be serious till it's too serious. Like we
Mhm.
got to start having these conversations way earlier. We have to
In
start.
factual conversations, like actually bringing facts and our stories to the community, because our stories are our fact. That is our truth. We know without a doubt that we have had family members that have passed away due to certain respiratory or whatever have you, emphysema, these type of breathing and respiratory issues. So being able
This
to speak that in a way that we can bring real change.
mm, this a question that said the people haven't asked what benefit this terminal contributes to the city. And
What benefit the terminal?
hmm
So millions of dollars in tax revenue brings money that we don't have access to. I mean, it's our tax
yeah.
money, how's that go? And the terminals, they ship that coal to China. So they're making billions and billions of dollars off of our health disparity with no accountability. And that's a problem.
Absolutely. Um, shit. Can I touch on something from earlier in the show too? Fuck that. I am.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna really wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah,
We done
yeah.
had it on.
That's
I
why.
told I won't gonna have it on long.
That's why I wanted to touch on it. You said
I was trying to catch up on all these comments. It was a lot.
you said something that I always try to pass down to people in our community, right? You said your pop taught you that like it's always a loophole. White people leave a loophole for the next generation or the next group of white people to find to get on track a little faster. And I've always preached that like white people kind of create jobs to make sure that other white people can find a way. Like a food critic ain't nothing but your friend that like to eat, but they found a way to get him paid off that. You feel what I'm
Look
saying?
at Max specials.
And, and, and I truly believe like as a people, that's one of the things like we don't do. We get the gems, we get the information, and we hold on to it because we got to be the first one to cross the finish line. It might be somebody who can take that information and get there 5 years faster and help the whole community, but you
Mhm.
hold on to the information, and that's one of the things that slow our people down. Like in my opinion. And so for you to be taught, like get the information and pass it along, that's dope. Because a lot of people who got our skin color, who come from where we come from, don't feel like that because for whatever reason. But we have to fix that. Like we literally have to fix that because information is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the better chance you have for being successful. And or finding your calling or whatever it is. But information is power. Don't hold on to the information. Like if there's a message more than anything in this to me, it's don't hold on to the information, man. Pass it along. Get some help. Man, we can't ain't one person. I don't care how much work you gone to do, or how much work John Ely do, or how much work Truck or to catch more kids. One person, one group ain't gonna be able to do it all. So
That's
let's share the information so we can all have different aspects to attack so we can finally try to win at this game we play.
Exactly. And stop fighting against each other. Like I said, everybody's activism doesn't look the same. I mean, as I evolved in this journey, in this, actionism journey, I'm not the same activist that I was 20 years ago. I'm not walking around with the blue afro saying fuck the police. I understand that we need to be able to read budgets and infiltrate and take over where we can. But like I said, we got to break these strongholds. We have to teach our organizations how to be the leads on these contracts so that we can get the funding to be able to do what we need to do for our community and empower each other. And that's not going to be done by bickering and fighting with each other. It's going to be done by truly coming together, kingdom building, understanding that everyone has a different perspective and moving forward respectfully.
I totally agree with that in a lot of ways. Like nobody's perfect. We all got different views. It's okay to have different views, different opinions, a different approach. Everything under the sun.
Mhm.
But we got to find a way to come together for the common cause.
That's
And
right.
somehow we got to find ways to put that stuff behind us.
Absolutely.
Different things. Um,
And it speaks
and,
to, like,
and
I'm sorry, go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just going to
No,
say, like, let your work speak for you. Let the fruit of your labor speak for you. The things that I am doing now that are manifesting, trust and believe, they are years and years of blood, sweat, and tears. I've never gotten paid for this work that I've done in the past 15 years. I'm doing this stuff for free. But I've learned that we have to put ourselves in a position to be able to empower the next generation. And really, how do you do that without being able to employ each other, being able to network and teach each other how to answer requests for proposals, how to become vendors with the city, how to grow and elevate our businesses and turn our gypsy businesses into like legitimate businesses that you can get opportunities and access to. So that's what we do. And we're building
I
something
totally,
that is like that will live longer than us. It's not about Uganda. It's not about Rob, Mike. It's not about Adrian. None of us. It's about what are we here for? If you're here to do the work, do the damn work and shut up.
I
my
thought
bad. I
you.
forgot I was on. My bad. I forgot I was on my phone.
I was about to say I thought you went goddamn it,
I f-
man fell
nah,
asleep.
listen. I forgot. Listen, I'm looking at because I still got the computer up because I could maneuver. I actually haven't been freezing since I've been on it, but I just never went back to it. Um, I had a train of thought. I had like 10 text messages of saying something about the show.
Oh
I
yeah,
was responding to.
real quick, and
Go ahead.
don't just talk about it, walk about it, man. The city council and Newport News meet the second Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday of every month. Don't keep telling me about it for me to get on the show and talk about it, or pull up on Rob when Rob's trying to work, man. Cause you can pull up to your city hall. You want to be a part of what happened in the city, man. Pull up the city hall, pull up to the city council meetings, man, and let your voice be heard. Or
But
shut up.
there's so many different avenues as well. Everybody's not the type that's going to go and say their piece, speak their piece for 3 minutes. This council has made it very accessible to be able to email your concerns, to send in a question, to request your city council person to come to your meeting. So we have to know how to maneuver through this information to be able to bring accountability. Like, you don't, everybody doesn't have to show up at a city council meeting. And there are times that you need to, and show a stance. I remember the only protest I did, it was a mother's march after George Floyd. And I was like, okay, because everybody was like, what are you going to do, Uganda? You going to do a march? I was like, no, I'm not with the marches. But if we go march, we're going to march to city council. And that's what we did. On a Tuesday, we marched. There was hundreds of people out there. We marched to the city council meeting because people need to understand that this is our government and the power lies within us. So hold them accountable. Send emails, call them. Their phone numbers are there. Now I'm going, and I don't want to set people up like you might send an email, might not get an answer, but that gives you more background to talk shit. Hey, you ain't go to you ain't answer my email. You didn't answer my phone call, because we need to understand that these people work for us.
And,
Basic.
uh,
And that email leave a paper trail.
and
What I
Mhm.
always say.
and the
So it's
city
always
And the city council ain't a bunch of blue bloods no more, fam. Like,
Exactly.
man, some of these people used to be in the alley like 2 years ago, man. Knock it off. Like they're our
Exactly.
age or younger. Like
There's
these people have a new mindset. It's not the old regime. It's not the
that's
old regime.
right.
You can you can talk to these people. These people, like, you can have one-on-one conversations with these people. These people are determined to do better for our city. So don't be
Mhm.
afraid of. Don't be afraid of.
That's right. That's right. And days are changing. Like this is our government. Mayor Jones is one of the youngest government mayors that we've had, and the
And bro,
innovation that he has brought to our city, the spotlight. Like now, I go into airports and I see Visit Newport News. I'm like, yes, our city council did that.
bro,
So,
be fresh. Bro, be fresh. Bro, be fresh. Bro, bro suits.
excuse me.
Bro suits like Ella Fuller back in the day, bro. Swear to God, bro, be fresh. Bro, be fresh to death, bro.
Yeah, but Mayor Jones is really dope. And just like when he first came on the scene, I remember I met him and I was like, who are you? I'm not supporting you. You ain't been in the community. I don't know who you are. And he was like, watch me work pretty much. And I saw how he took the time and care, even through his campaign, to listen to the concerns. Every time that he showed up in public, he had a notebook. He was writing down, okay, this person has this concern. How can we get to this solution? So really the momentum that we have around this coal terminal is because he's really shining a light on it, and he has said that we're gonna work together to get this done. And I wholeheartedly believe that that's going to happen. We're going to get this wind fence.
I have like one little closing challenge remark for all our listeners. Like, I'm dropping everything. Um, we talked about so much, so it's so much I could say. But I'm gonna say this on the coal factories and the coal company, however you want to say it. Uh, they betting that y'all gonna stay silent. You know what I mean? They pretty much bet they bottom dollar y'all gonna stay silent. So let's prove them wrong. Like, for instance, we can start by sharing this episode with three or four different people to enlighten them about some things they may don't know about. Uh, Especially if they never heard about Ridley Circle, Dickinson Court, Hopper Homes, about the shut on the doors and the vents, the clothesline, breathing it in, the asthma thing. Um, Environmental racism, it thrives in darkness. So we got to shine a light on that, and we can just start making the change little by little today. Every part towards the change helps. So let's share a light on that, and let's continue having these talks, continue moving forward. There's going to be some people with different points of views, different information. We all can get together and make the cause happen. Um,
Man, the stuff y'all listen to when y'all at work ain't nowhere near as informative as what just happened. All y'all sat down for
mhm.
3 hours and watched Cat Williams gossip on Shay Shay couch, and y'all watched it multiple times because boy, was it funny. Man, it's actually something that means something, bro. It's actually something that means something. Like, I ain't knocking Cat my guy. I ain't knocking what you do with your free time, but man, help people. Help people. Like, this is something informative. People need to know this. Is some older people who don't even know how to work the internet who need this show right here, bro. Help them people.
Kira
Like,
say,
share.
and the light. Yeah, you right, Kira. The darkness, the light. They listen. It thrives all over.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, we thank Uganda for coming on, and like she said again, we're gonna let her give her email, her phone number, and contact information so you can stay in contact to support her. I'm gonna let her plug that one more time.
Mm. So, for Empower All Services and for the Choice Neighborhood Initiative Connection, if you have questions, you can text to 757-214-4843. You can email info at empowerallva.org or Uganda at empowerallva.org. And then for our coal dust works, you can visit coaldustkills.com, listen to the stories, get engaged, sign up for an indoor visit. But do whatever you can to make a difference.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for
Thank you.
Yeah, we thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Hopefully, this won't be the last time. Excuse me, now my voice going out. The last time we have you on. Sorry for the bootleg internet connection today. I don't know what's going
No,
on with that.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And this Cat Williams, I'm really excited to see what comes out of his studio. So he's taking a book doing creating a whole studio in Texas. And I'm just excited to see that doing kind of what Tyler Perry did. So I'm very interested to see what comes from that
Oh
studio.
no, and for the record, I love Cat Williams. Like that's my cat. Like that's my guy. I love Cat Williams. I just know Cat Williams had y'all in the chokehold for about a month for one 3 hour.
Yeah.
So if he can have you in a chokehold for a month, we've been up here for 2 hours, man. We can have you in a chokehold for 6 days. Jesus Christ.
I love y'all. Thank y'all
Listen,
so
man.
much. This was very, very fun. Thank you for letting me like share just the work that we do.
Absolutely.
Man.
And
Listen, I thank you for coming on. Like a lot of people need to hear this. I just leave it at that. A lot of people need to hear this that don't get to hear it, whether they scroll past, don't pay attention on social media, or just not informed somehow, some way.
Be informed. Blessings to y'all, brothers.
Peace. And we're gonna end it like we always do at this time this night with my regular saying, may the wind always be at your back and the sun always upon your face. And may the wings of destiny carry you aloft to dance with the stars. Until next time, keep listening with pleasure. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 8:30.
two
Peace.
fingers. Peace out.
Okay.